Pride.
Happy Pride. The last week we can say Happy Pride.
Yeah, I feel so bad because it rained on Nashville's Pride Parade today.
Aw, not
But
raining on the parade.
raining on the Pride Parade. But I feel like it didn't probably slow anything down.
No,
I doubt it. I
I
highly
love to
doubt it.
party.
I think that everything hopefully just kept going full speed ahead. I went to
Mhm.
Nashville Pride last year and it was the hottest experience and I gotta wait a few years before I can go back.
I feel that. Yeah, we did a pride not last year, but the year before, and B was like, I think he was one, and he just hated the whole thing and just screamed, and it was so hot. And I was like, we're not doing this again for a while. Absolutely
And
not.
it was hot. I will send you a clip though to interject here of me at Pride last year because
I push my car into the crazy. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. You're a different road.
I
Please.
I was I was having
You
a
were
good
Liddy.
time. I was having a good time. So interject that clip here, but it was too hot. And it's hot now. And it's been hot. So I know that
Yeah,
Pride's
it's been hot.
hot again. So, but yes, happy Pride to Nashville Pride. Hope you
Yeah.
guys are having a wonderful time.
'Tis the season to be hot.
For real. I think that I could almost like feel your reaction when I told you what I had my thermostat set on. You were like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
my God.
stress. No, I was like, I can never visit you ever in the summer. Like, you'll
Not in
never
the
catch me at your
summer, not in
house.
the summer. Well, no, but it's
I'll come
crazy
in the winter.
though. It's crazy though, because they like NES, Natural Electric Service, sent us out an email and they were like, y'all cannot be having your AC at less than 78 degrees right now. Like you cannot do it. And I was like, I, I have to.
78 is crazy.
They sent us an email. They were like, nope, nope.
No.
And then I went on Reddit and I read there that you're supposed to only set your air conditioner for 20 degrees less than it is outside. So where you live and where I live,
Mm,
it's been 100 degrees. That's been the
hmm.
temperature, not the heating.
Yeah.
It's been the temperature. And so according to that, we're only supposed to be setting our air conditioner to 80. No,
Aggressive.
no.
Absolutely not. No, never.
But we did set it, yeah. So I think it was like last Sunday. I was like, I don't know what to do. We had it on 70 and it was just like 24 hours a day running and I was really
Oh,
scared
yeah.
it was gonna break. I was so
Hmm.
scared. And so I was like, what are we gonna do? And so we set it to 75. But what's yours been on?
Ours, ours has been on 66, but it's not staying at 66. But like, that's just like whenever we keep it cool, we keep it on 66. But it's usually at like 60. Yesterday, it actually stayed pretty cold in here because it was like the final break of the heat wave and it was like 73 outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it says it's 69 in here right now. But we did just like make dinner and stuff, and we have like,
Yeah.
long, basically long hallway. So yeah.
Since it's gotten like a little bit better, we've turned it to 73. But the
Hmm.
reason that I have a sweatshirt on is because I'm so skinny now that I get
So small.
cold.
I love to wear sweat clothes, like, and I just love to be cold in my house. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like a Latina thing too. Like in high school, like all I would go to my friends' houses that were like Colombian and stuff, and it would be like ice cold, and we'd all be like bundled up, and I love that.
I love that. Yeah, but we can't have that right now. But it is like if I'm just sitting here right now, it is comfortable in a sweatshirt
That's
because
good.
because I'm so skinny.
So
Speaking of me
speaking
being
of how
skinny,
skinny,
yeah,
skinny,
speaking
so
of
teeny
how
tiny.
skinny I'm getting, there was a day, I won't say which day, but there was a day in the recent past that I was seeing a patient on a video call and they like I introduced myself. I always do that. And like started asking, some like simple, assessment questions, what brings you to see me, just like very like surface kind of level stuff, getting into it. Um and they were like, okay, well, I have to stop you right there. And I thought that they were gonna say something like, um, that they had to like get off the call for some reason, or like something was going on, or I've got it, somebody's at my door, or like, something of that nature.
Mhm.
So I was just like not expecting anything at all. And they were like, so this is like all they can see of me. They can't even see like my full self, obviously. And they were like, I can tell that you're fat and I can't take any health advice. This is not verbatim. This is just how I remember it. But they said along the lines of like, I can't take health or wellness like advice from a provider who is fat and doesn't care about their own health. And so I'm just thinking in my mind, obviously what came out of my mouth and what was going on in my mind were different. They
Of
were
course.
different things.
Of
But
course,
what came
because
out
you're
of
in
my,
like a work setting.
yeah. So of course. So like
Hmm.
what came out of my mouth was like, okay, well, best wishes to you in finding a provider who meets your weight requirements. I'm gonna go. And I did.
Literally. Yes. As
It
you
was,
should.
yeah, it was like the equivalent of like, when we used to have flip phones and you would like flip your phone shut. You're like, bye. So
Yeah.
I, exited. But what's going through my mind is like, oh my gosh, we have such a gap in healthcare. We have so many people waiting to be seen. What is gonna happen, or how could you be in the mindset of like that you have like a weight requirement for who you want to see? And also the other thing I was thinking is that it just doesn't really make sense to me. So it doesn't make sense to me, period, full stop. That's just it. Because
Hmm.
it doesn't like my credentials and my training, my knowledge don't have anything correlate with my weight. But I was,
Of
I mean,
course.
it especially doesn't make sense because I don't work in internal medicine. I don't advise people on their cholesterol. I don't advise people on their blood sugar. I don't advise people on their weight. Unless by chance, something I'm prescribing can affect that, and in which case I'll monitor that appropriately. But
Hmm.
if you come to see me for an initial assessment, especially, we're not going to be talking about like your dietary habits, your weight. We may touch on like physical activity. I may ask you if you do any. If you say no, I'm not going to say why or
Hmm.
why don't you? I'm going to just make note like, okay, they're not doing any physical activity. Maybe that's something to incorporate to help them feel better in the future. But
Right.
I'm not counseling people on weight loss, is what I'm saying,
Right.
essentially. Like, that's not my field. My field's psychiatry. So, yeah, so I, posted a video about it, which has 17,000 views right now. Wow.
Popping off.
Popping off. And most of the feedback is really positive, but there are those
Yeah.
comments mixed in that are like, well, yeah, you should practice what you preach. I do. Like, I
Yeah.
preach to like have boundaries, healthy relationships, self-care, um, outdoor time, like physical movement, having fun,
Hmm.
enjoying yourself, um, surrounding yourself with positive people, consulting the appropriate providers for the appropriate things. That's what I preach,
Hmm.
and that's what I do.
I mean, you know how it made me feel. Even just even just talking about it right now, like I feel like full of rage. And it's so funny because like you're very similar to how I am. Like if somebody says something negative to you, like you can brush it off, but like when somebody says something negative about your friend, like it enrages you. Like when I got that really mean TikTok comment, And
Mhm.
like that's just like how I feel about you. Like I just feel so defensive. And it's just like I have so many questions. Like who raised you? Who do you even think that you are to ever communicate like that to somebody ever in any setting? It like just genuinely doesn't matter. Like those words, I mean, it's straight up just discrimination. You just don't talk to people like that. And like the fact that you even think you have the audacity to talk to someone like that is crazy because you better be like the hottest. I mean, no, even if you're so hot and you're the hottest person in the world, you still don't even talk to somebody like that. Like,
Yeah, it's so it really takes you back in the like place that we're in
yes.
society. That was such a 90s comment. You know what I mean? Like that was a 1990s.
Yeah, like so low vibration. Yeah,
That was a
100%.
1990s
It's just
Weight
rude. It's just
Watchers mindset like vibe, you know?
a
Um,
jab.
yeah, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that is the thing. That is really the
Yeah,
thing
I hate
is
it.
how much more it bothers you when you see somebody else being like bullied than it bothers you because girl, I was laughing. I was literally laughing.
Yeah. And
Like,
you texted it to me and I was like, dun, 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 dun.
oh, this
Like this
is
setting is so perfect because my it's red.
I was laughing. I was like, okay, well, I hope you find like a skinny provider because I know like how few mental health professionals there are. And then if you want to take out everybody that's my size and bigger, what?
I
What?
just
Like,
also I don't even like what? Like I just I have so
and
many questions. Like so rude.
yeah, and I also feel like a lot of people on the internet, when I posted this video on the internet, expected me to like explain myself to this person, and I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna explain myself.
Right.
I will not be doing that. Because
No,
what's the
absolutely
point?
not.
What's the point? I mean, what am I supposed to say? Well, if I get my BMI down to this, will you come back to me? I don't give a fuck.
Please, mommy, please.
Like,
Like
I don't give a
what?
shit. Yes?
No.
Luis is watching Squid Games and he just came to tell me it's really juicy. This is juicy.
Oh my God, it made me want to crash out. It made me want to find them.
Like what? I thought it was funny. I wouldn't think it was funny if it happened to anybody else, but just because it's
Yeah.
weird,
Hmm.
I think that it is funny and crazy. So then one of the comments that I got on the video was, "Oh, if you're so happy with yourself, then why are you on the weight loss shot?" And the
Right.
reason that I am on Wegovy is because I consulted with a professional about the
Hmm.
symptoms I was having, and that's what she directed me to do. And so I'm doing it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's like also like you can't win. You can't win when you're mid-size or plus size. Like you're telling me that I'm overweight and
Yes.
then I'm doing something about it. And then it's like, oh, you're taking a shot. Like, what do you want me to do? Like you just want
Yeah.
to like, tell me. How do
So
we
you
fix
want to
it?
like, yeah, you want to assume that I don't care about my health or I don't take care of my health. Then whenever you learn, oh wait, she does actually. And
Hmm.
then it's, oh, well, you're not happy with yourself. And I'm like, okay, no. More than one thing can be true. I am
Yes.
fine with my body.
Hmm.
I am taking care of my health. And
Hmm.
I don't need anybody to tell me how much I weigh. I definitely know, and that's something
Right. Yeah.
that I
Hmm.
think rings true. Like, you don't ever, 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 under any circumstances, ever have to bring up a woman's weight, whether it's low, high, or medium. Every woman knows how much she weighs.
Yeah. And we like
They-
know what we look like. We're hyper aware of what we look like.
We
Thank you so
know
much.
we know what size we wear. We know what we look like. Okay,
Good.
I think that we were pretty much just talking about women's awareness of their like weight and stuff.
Oh, yes. And I wanted to say what I said. put when I had blue on me, just the importance that it really doesn't matter what you say to kind of defend yourself.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna come up with any kind of response, negative response back. So it's really not even worth explaining yourself
No, not
to
at all
me.
worth it, not at all worth explaining yourself. And then that's just taking up time because they're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. Y-
Hmm.
There's really no point. I don't think that I'm much of an explainer really to anybody. People will be like, but this or that. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, no, I used to be in my youth, not anymore.
Oh, for sure. When I had more breath, now I'm just like, that's a lot of breath to use for something
All
that
that breath support,
all that breathing I would
it's
have,
gone now.
yeah, all that breathing I would have to do to explain this to you is just not gonna work for me.
It's not worth it. It really isn't because some people, oh, what's that phrase? Some people are committed to misunderstanding you, and that is the tea.
Yes, 100%. And then also my favorite quote of
You're,
all time, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personal.
ooh, I love that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personal. And there's so few people that actually do know you personally when you really think about it. Like, who knows you
Oh
personally?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
True.
maybe one or two people.
Yeah, literally.
Mhm. So,
Yeah. It's really not worth taking anything personal because really it's just like we're all like mirrors and everybody's just like having their own like even when you're like living with people, like everyone's having their own experience, going through their own things. And a lot of the times it's really not even about you. Like clearly with that person that said that to you, like there's something going on up there that
oh
is just like
yeah,
not
yeah, that has
some kind of something.
nothing to do with me. But we did like when I worked as a
No.
nurse, this would happen commonly, like whenever patients would be, mean to nurses, because there's a lot of patients are like mean to nurses and CNAs, and that would happen, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'll go take care of it, give them to me, because I just don't care what they have to say, to be completely
That's
honest.
so funny because I was that girl in retail. Like I was the one where they're like, wow, this lady's a monster. Caroline, can you take her? And
Mhm.
they're like, sure. What the hell?
Yeah, because literally say the worst thing you can think of to me, and I'm still getting my direct deposit, and I'm still going home at
Right.
the end of this shift. So
Right.
say whatever you gotta say. If
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home, you're gonna stay here.
Yeah. Literally.
Literally. So, do with that what you will. But yeah, I never had any problem taking those people. And then usually after they would have me, they would be so happy to get somebody else back. Because I didn't explain. I didn't explain anything to them. Other than what I had to, I needed to. But, if
Hmm.
they just wanted to throw a fit about something, there was not any bartering, there was not any explaining, there was no hand holding, I
Right.
didn't argue, didn't explain.
Right. Hmm.
Like,
Sometimes it's kind of nice to like make them like you too. Like you're so mean to them that they start to like you. And then you're like,
oh no, they
yeah,
didn't like
that's
me. They
right.
were happy to have somebody else back because they knew that somebody, like anybody else, pretty much was going to be more coddling.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much anybody else, almost anybody else,
Yeah,
besides me.
that's
Because
valid. I mean,
I
that's
was,
very Gemini.
I was very much just like, well, you've already been mean to my coworker who is perfectly capable of taking care of you. You've already
Right.
been mean to them, so you're already
Mm.
like, there's a strike, you know. So we're just gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this matter of factly. People really don't like it when you do not give in to their attention-seeking behaviors. They hate
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They hate it more than anything. And if you want to do shenanigans, do them with somebody else.
Yeah.
you
I
know.
concur.
I can ignore I can ignore like so much. I literally when I worked night shift as a nurse, like the unit would be like exploding. You know, like tons of alarms, fire alarms going off, bed alarms going off, IV pumps going off, and I would just be like
Ew.
not even phased. You know, people would be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this is
like why is someone sleeping? That would be my question. Go to bed,
oh,
please.
nobody sleeps in the hospital at night." That's like the biggest misconception that anybody's ever come up with. Nobody sleeps.
I hate that.
They're awake so much. But yeah, I mean, that's part of why I left nursing because people were assholes and wow, people are still assholes.
You can't run away, no matter where you go,
You
even
can
in the
you can go
comfort of
get a
your own home.
90 nurses, if there's any nurses listening to this, you can go get that $90,000 degree. Guess what? Still ass
They'll
clowns.
still find you.
Ass clowns still. So, you know,
Oh my God. I
get the
can't.
degree or don't. I have no guidance for you on this.
Yeah, no. There's really no winning in no matter what kind of career path you pick, you're always gonna run into the dickheads no matter where you go. They're right there. Waiting, waiting for a moment of peace and bliss and happiness. They're there to ruin your day,
I
always.
wonder, I wonder what that's like. Like, I wonder what it's like to be the person who wants to make another person feel bad. Because I can honestly say I've never been that. What I have been,
Mhm.
like, when I talk about people being manipulative or attention seeking and me ignoring them, like, yes, I
Mhm.
have, like, ignored behaviors before, but I have never gone into an interaction.
Go away.
What
Sorry.
is that?
My stupid husband, like trying to show the mac and cheese sound. Like we don't.
Oh, we know what it sounds like. We literally make that sound. It comes from us.
That's why he was doing it.
It comes from us. We are
I'm
familiar.
like, get out of here.
But I will ignore behaviors, but I like if somebody has behaviors ignore worthy. But I have never gone into an interaction with somebody, or at least none that I can remember off the top of my head. I've never gone into an interaction with somebody like I want to make this person feel like shit. I've never.
Same, yeah. I agree. I was married to a person that was like that.
Oh, for
And
sure. For sure you were. Yeah, we've lived with them, we've been with them, we've been around
yeah,
them, but we've I wonder what it's like.
yeah, whenever like that was actually like our last like in-person conversation that we ever had, where he like admitted to like seeing how his like negative reactions like made me feel. And once like I heard that, like how diabolical that was to me, that like you see how hurtful it is and then you keep doing it, to me it was like, oh, like you were never like my husband. You were like a predator. Get back, back away from me. Like everything that I had ever, which I feel like more people should like take account of. Like as soon as somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Like that is the truly the best advice I can give you. If someone says, I hate you, shut up, you're stupid, da, 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 believe them
Yes.
and just like get out the door. Get
Yes.
out the door.
So
Immediately.
valid. If somebody acts, or even if they act like they don't like you, they don't.
Yeah, believe
Because
them.
when have you
Yeah.
ever liked, I've never liked somebody and pretended I didn't. That's weird.
It's weird.
So
Or like I'm saying something and it's annoying you all the time, then like I don't need to talk to you ever again.
yes. Yes. Just absolutely not. So with that video, which I just looked while we were off, it's got like 18,000 views now. So I was talking to Luis about
Let's
like, he
go.
was like, oh my gosh, I made a video that has 18,000 views. And that's exciting. And he was like, oh, that's, he was like excited. And I said, well, I was explaining to him about how like to make money, you have to have 100,000 views in 30 days. And
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about that how like that's very, very lofty. And I was explaining to him how sometimes people have a video go viral, but they don't make money off of that video because they're not yet eligible. And like they do all these
Mm-hmm.
workarounds to make sure it's not qualified views or the video's not a minute long, all the red tape to not get monetized. And so we were actually
Yeah.
talking about that earlier. And then right before we got on, you told me that you left Creator Rewards. So tell us about your Creator Rewards saga, because like you're in it and out of it like all the time.
Constantly.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I got into creator rewards around this time last year. Like around August of last year, I hit 10K and I had my 10,000 views. And that's what you need to qualify. You need like 10,000 followers, 100,000 views within 30 days. Your account needs to be in good standing, blah, 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 blah. So I did all of those things, and my account at that time was still kind of like pop culture. I was starting to like merge into like TikTok shop stuff. But it just seems like with TikTok, they kind of want you to niche down, whether they say it or not. Like they're always offering you all of these incentives, but like whether they admit it or not, it just seems like they really want you to pick a lane.
Mhm.
So like either be a storyteller or like do TikTok shop. And like my issue is like I have ADHD and like I always want to do both. I love shopping. I'm a girl. I want to tell stories. Like I obviously love yapping. Like so I've always had like a big issue. So anytime last year, like last fall specifically, I had a lot of viral videos where I was talking about what was I talking about? I had a viral video talking about Love is Blind, and I was just basically reading through like an interview and like, giving my own thoughts and opinions. That video I made like $300 on. It like hit like 300,000 views, so like every thousand views is $1. So you have to get into like the hundreds of thousands of views,
Mhm.
and comments and shares and reposts, all of those things can help push your videos out to keep them just tracking. And I still have videos from last year, like even all my Love Island videos from last year are like popping off still. Like that's why my like likes just like go up constantly from old videos. And this is not like a brag. I'm just like very into like the
Yeah,
analytics of it all. Like I
yeah.
really am. It's not like I'm bragging, but I just am very interested because I feel kind of like I have kind of cracked the code of how to have viral videos and viral conversations or whatever.
Mhm.
And so now I feel very much like ever since I had those moments and I had that success, I got like shadow banned and I don't really know like what happened. So then I started another pop culture page. The same thing starts happening. I post very similar videos, having stating my opinions, showing things. They're going viral. They're in the hundreds of thousands of views. Some of them are close to a million. That
Mhm.
account only has like 1,500 followers on it, whatever. But it's just like very annoying because it just feels like whoever is like assigned to my account, I just feel like does not does not want me to be successful at this point.
The
So
CIA
yeah, I
agent
leave
that is
creator rewards like
the CIA agent for Caroline's TikTok account does not want her to thrive.
no, literally. And it's so funny because I was listening to Canceled podcast the other day, and like Tana was saying how she loved creator rewards, and then Brooke was saying she loves creator rewards. They pay her so much. They also pay her times two. If she has a video that's really good quality, they'll add an incentive and it'll be times two on her video. But then there's a creator that is bigger than her
Mhm.
that is more like, I'm just like, there is, I don't know.
There's
It's
no rhyme or
enraging.
reason
And
to
like,
it. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and I don't think
no,
that it is worth trying to understand. And now, granted, this is coming from somebody who's never gotten paid for a video, never gotten paid for anything social media.
right,
I don't understand how it feels to get money from doing that. So maybe if I did, I would feel differently. But I just feel like it is
right.
not worth the stress because, especially like last summer, not this summer, thank God, but last summer, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
we saw a lot of people crashing out on the app about
Oh,
how
yeah.
how to get to 10K followers, how to get engagement, engage from the bottom up, engage from the bottom down, follow trains and like all this like weird, super weird behavior and crash
Yeah.
out behavior and like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to me from a mental health perspective, and I've said this from since then, I've said it. I've been like, don't do,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not having fun, don't do it.
No. Yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, I ultimately am going to do it regardless of if I get paid or not. the issue is that I was getting paid and I was getting paid pretty decently, and then it just like stopped. And then obviously TikTok got bought, sold, whatever happened, all these things like kind of secretly happened behind the scenes. And no matter what they say, it changed. It changed the app entirely
For sure.
from the back end.
Every
So
time,
everything's changed.
I think it gets changed up every time there's a new 90-day looming thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time they
I
release
think so
that
too.
90-day extension, it pretty much switches up. And I think that we just recently had a switch up. And so I don't know, maybe this is like the switch up where have like more favorable or whatever. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And it would really honestly like again, coming from somebody who's never made money off of a video, I think it would just like scare
Mm-hmm.
me to rely on social media for like a living, for supporting a family because
Right.
these apps can get banned, these apps can crash.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if, I mean, what if like they just don't push your video? What if Avery Woods videos had like 100 views?
I know. Like I feel like I'm kind of lucky in that point where I never like banked on it, but
Hmm.
I do feel bad for like the people that just got viral success, especially on TikTok Shop, because when you're running on commission, like that's really scary in my opinion. Like I have never gotten a commission job. I'm not built for sales. Like I am a customer service girly. That's why like my talking videos took off. But I can't imagine being like reliant, fingers crossed on sales because the way those videos hit the For You page,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I
Um,
can't imagine being reliant on those.
my computer I'm on D&D. The only person that can message me when I'm on D&D is Luis. He keeps texting me that he wants to make love, but he is spelling it Luuuuuuv. So that's what if you're listening, that's what the constant dinging noise is. Luis wants to make
I
Lu.
don't think I can't hear it, so I don't, hopefully they can't hear it either.
I don't care if you can, if you're listening. I just want you to know what it is.
Literally, I don't know what's in the air, but both of our husbands are like activated.
Meaning, they're like, stop talking. And we're like, no. He's texted me. Let me tell you how many times he's texted me.
What is wrong
He's
with
texted me
them?
6 times. Like,
Something about men and Saturdays.
like we don't have all night to do it.
Literally,
My guy.
I just need an hour of your wife's time.
It's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Just the way that he's like thirst texting me is it's cute and funny. It's married
No,
life.
that is cute.
It's cute and funny. Tell us about your pool experience.
Well, we had a cute little pool day, but our pool is like, I mean, it's a community pool, so the layout is set up for like toddlers all around, and then the inside is like adult swim, adult pool, or like big kid swim, and then they have like a diving board.
Mhm.
So it's like UTI central over there.
So like the outer rim is like swim diapers. Like everybody on the
Hmm.
outer ring is on.
Yeah, it only goes till it's like yeah, and you can like walk like it's like 1.5 feet to like 2.5 feet, and then you can like climb up the ladders and get into the 4 to like
Yeah.
6 feet, and then the diving board is like 12 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So had so much fun.
A lot of chemicals.
And it's funny, yeah, a lot of chemicals and kind of what we're gonna go into,
Yes.
but we always try to like go to this community pool, but a lot of times it's closed for maintenance, for people pooping in it,
Hmm.
for storms. Oh my gosh, we had to wait like over an hour because they thought it might lightning. So they closed it for an hour. And like I have a toddler. We got there, we like to go in the afternoons just because it's like more chill.
Hmm.
Like after the like moms, we're like the chiller parents. We like to go later in the day.
Hmm.
So That was annoying because then we ended up like being there until it like closed, which is fine because summer and it doesn't get dark until like 9 o'clock. But whatever. Public pools. I miss having my own pool. I want my own pool bad, big
So
bad.
many chemicals. It was really funny. Like, so it was like rainy. It was pouring rain here today, and we were on our way home from Costco, and we drove by
Hmm.
our pool. So we have also like a pool for our HOA, but we have two, thank God. We have one for the kids and one for the adults. So
Mm,
yes, and we thank God
love
for
that.
that. We thank God for that. Um,
Thank God.
Absolutely. But we drove by today and it was so funny because it was pouring and the sky was like black, but there was no lightning. But
Hmm.
a couple of kids out there, I mean, their parents were there too. But I was like, yeah, those parents
Right.
are desperate to wear those kids out, clearly, if they're
True.
letting them just be in the pool in a downpour. Like, they are
Literally.
trying. Yeah, so but like your toddler surrounding that made me think about this documentary that Luis and I just watched about the poop cruise. The name of the documentary is Trainwreck Poop Cruise. It's on Netflix, and it is
Oh my
about
God.
a Carnival cruise that took place in 2013. And
Hmm.
got on the boat. They went from Galveston, Texas to Cozumel, Mexico, no issues. Then they're on their way back from Cozumel back to Galveston, Texas, and the power goes out on the ship. And when the power goes out on
Oh
the
God.
ship, they're no longer able to flush the toilets. And
Mm-mm.
so they were having people, the instructions were if you had to go pee, that you would pee in the shower. And if you had
Hmm.
to poop, they gave all the cabins red biohazard bags and you were gonna shit in that. And
Oh
there's
no.
also no lights. So imagine you have to poop and it's dark and there's no flashlight because your phone can't be charged, it's dead. So imagine, and this is also 2013, so I don't know that flashlights on phones, I don't
Right.
think that was really even that popular then. But you're like trying to shit
Hmm.
in a bag in the pitch black. You know what I mean?
Or only in the daytime.
Right. So one of the girls on the documentary, so on the documentary, there was this group that was on the ship. They were a bachelorette party. And the bride was like, as soon as I heard the toilets weren't flushing, I immediately started taking Imodium. And I was like, that girl knows what's up. You know what I mean? Like, she was not gonna be shitting in a bag. Um,
Yeah, I know.
so then there's no AC, so it's very hot. A lot of the
Oh
food went
Lord.
bad, and they're just like drifting in the Gulf of Mexico. You know, they're not. They can't.
Oh my God. How long were they?
From the time the power went out till they could haul them back to land was 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5
Jeez,
days.
that's a while.
Yeah, so it was like hot, and it smelled obviously smelled horrible. But the real
Yeah.
kicker, oh, so then on like the second day, I think, or third, they decided to just have an open bar. So then people were throwing up, fighting, on top of the piss and shit that's everywhere. Now we have dog
Like, you know
shit.
what? Hell yeah.
You
You know
know
what?
what?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. And okay, so then the kicker is whenever they got hooked up to the tugboat that was going to bring them back to land, the tugboat was pulling them at an angle where the sewage and stuff started like spilling. So they would talk about like they were like walking
The
on the carpet and
barf.
it's just squishing and it's just sewer water, you know?
No.
Yeah, yeah. No, that happened. That
That's
absolutely
gross.
occurred. And then when they got everybody off of the cruise ship, they cleaned it, remodeled it, and renamed it, and it is still at sea. Yeah.
I can't. I literally can't.
So I gotta look up
We
which Carnival ship it is that if you've got been on it, you've been on the poop cruise ship. Carnival poop cruise ship. Hold on.
I think the last time I was on a ship was before 2013, honestly. Was it? Maybe.
So it used to be called the Used to be called the Carnival Triumph, and now I believe it's the Carnival Sunrise now. Yes, yes, it
Oh,
is. The Carnival Sunrise, formerly the Carnival Triumph, is a Destiny class cruise ship operated by Carnival Cruise Line 2013 poop cruise incident.
historic. It's a historic landmark at this point.
Mhm.
I just,
People
how do you
love-
feel about cruises? Would you do a cruise?
Oh, I love cruises. I've been on like 4 cruises.
Really?
Yeah, I love cruises. And me and Luis love cruises. And
Hmm.
we were talking about it while we were watching the documentary because like, do we
Hmm.
think that we would have like made it? Do you think we would have stayed relatively calm? And
Right.
I think we would have because
Oh, I think you guys would have.
I think we would have stayed level-headed in that situation. Even as bad as my like anxiety is, okay, here's the thing with my anxiety. When I'm actually in a situation, like an actual situation,
Hmm.
I'm not frantic. I'm
Same.
frantic in like my everyday bullshit.
Same.
That's not scary at all. But if I'm actually in
Yeah.
something that's actually scary, I can actually think very critically and rationally.
Well, and I feel like with you being like a nurse and with him being like a PO, like at the core of you guys,
Survival.
you're like civic servants too. You're like you would immediately be helping. Like I feel like you both would be like on duty. Like as soon as something was wrong, like you guys would be the helpers, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd be like, who's diabetic? Like we're feeding them.
Right.
Who's
Yeah.
old? Who's on
Mm-hmm.
oxygen? Who's on insulin? Like figuring that stuff out because those are obviously really vital things. But honestly, we were like, yes, it would suck. It would not be a good time. We would be, miserable. But I do think that we would have been able to navigate that pretty good because we like stay stocked up on water and we also like we drink on the cruise, but we don't do like the drink package. We don't drink like a lot.
Right. Mm-hmm.
One time, Luis did drink a decent amount, and then he ate sushi on top
Mm-hmm.
of it instead of like something to actually pick up. And he did puke in a urinal on a cruise
Mm,
ship. On a cruise ship, that did happen one time. But that's, we don't go too ham with the drinking. So I think we would
right.
just, and neither one of us is going to starve to death if we are low on food. So I think we'd be okay.
I just think about it with like children would be so annoying. Like it wouldn't even be like it would be fine, like ultimately be fine, especially when you're a parent. You're able to just kind of like turn your emotions off and like just be, I would probably like go right to the kids, be like, who needs help? Like it's okay,
Mhm.
guys, whatever, like go into like pre-K teacher mode. But like it would just be so annoying to
Yeah.
have to like do so much like and diaper. I mean, honestly, I'd probably put a diaper on at that point. Like, fuck it.
Actually, the diapers would be better.
Diaper me up, baby.
Diaper would actually,
Yeah, totally.
oh my gosh. Imagine like if you were like on your period too.
Dude, when I was postpartum for like 6 weeks, I wore a freaking diaper every day. And that shit was iced. Like, I was loving my life. I mean, you bleed for a while, like weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's not like period blood. You're just like raw dogging life. You're like, can I, what, please, fingers crossed. Also nursing, just like so many like bodily fluid just coming out of you, and you're like, hope I survive this. Losing a lot of blood and giving a lot of nutrients. Fingers crossed.
And everybody, like the doctors and everybody are just like, stay hydrated and stay
Yeah. How's
hydrated.
the
And
baby? How's the
oh yeah,
baby?
yeah, that
And I'm like, I'm dying, but the baby's great.
you're like
99 percentile.
like the baby is actually so good. I'm the baby.
I'm wearing diapers,
It's me.
actually.
Um,
Yeah,
okay,
but man, diapers, love them.
yeah. Luis
What's
really
next?
Luis really wants me, so we have to wrap this up. Um, okay.
We can, if you need to stop, we can stop.
So we only have 9.5 minutes left.
Okay.
Let's do being a test dummy and Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do those.
I'm on it. I mean, there's not really any way to go into it, so I'll
Yeah,
just go ahead and do
we're just
that.
gonna go. We're gonna talk about being a test
Yeah.
dummy for something.
Well, okay. Anytime that there is like uh, some kind of like suspicious website and it's like offering some like really cool thing, I'm always the person to like purchase it. Like
Mhm.
I got a fake Louis Vuitton on DHgate. Amazing experience.
Looks so good.
Like I love risking it all and being the test dummy for like dupes. Like I love a dupe. I have since I was like in high school. Like I used to like because I was a broke teenager and I didn't have like parents that had like a ton of money. So I would like all the girls were wearing North Faces. I would buy like a North Face on eBay when eBay wasn't even like that cool. I'd buy an eBay or I'd buy North Face on eBay for like 20 bucks. It would have like a few like holes and burn marks in it and I'd stitch it up and wear it to school. Like I've just like always been like that my whole life. Like I love being the test dummy for all of those things. I love to just try. And it is a little scary because you're like, hopefully I don't get like fraudulent, like somebody steals
That's
all of
how
my
I
credit card information.
felt.
That's really the only scare.
That's how I felt the first time I ordered off of Temu.
Oh yeah, Timu was scary. I did one bulk Timu order for Halloween in 2023 and Luke was like never do that again. It was scary.
The way that it
Because
got
they
back,
in the middle of the night they pulled up.
they did. I never knew like what time they delivered. They pulled up in the middle of that.
Just like in the like a white van and just like dropped off like bunches of boxes of
The big
Halloween stuff.
orange thing. Yeah. No, everything
Luke
being
was like, no.
wrapped in like layers of the big orange wrapping like kind of threw me. But the thing that threw me on Temu is how little everything is.
Like the little couches when people thought they were buying like real furniture.
Or well, for me, the surprise was notepads. I
Oh God.
I bought like a bunch of hot pink notepads, and I was like, oh yeah, I can write, write my notes while I'm talking to patients. They're like the size of Post-its.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like those
I was like,
little
yeah. I could maybe write like 3 or 4 words.
I can't.
Yeah. No, the size of everything is so funny. It really is.
Yeah, I feel bad because I feel like some people think like TikTok shop is like Temu, but I'm like, you guys, it's like Amazon. Like
Yeah.
it's very legit. And I feel like a lot of people don't like that aren't on TikTok don't realize that TikTok shop is like legit. Like you don't have to be scared there. TikTok is a
You
safe
don't.
space to spend your
Yeah,
money.
you don't have to be scared at all on TikTok Shop. What I will say is that TikTok Shop can be so great. You can get some great, amazing deals. And then there's other
Hmm.
times that you look at that shit and you're like, this is so messed up. Like they want to charge
Oh
you
yeah.
$1 less. Like you're gonna save $1 on the item, but we're gonna charge you $30 for shipping.
Well,
Ma'am.
because the global thing too, the global shipping has gone, it's so bad now. Like you kind of
And
have to,
another thing that can be whacked out, like the stuff that I buy on a regular basis on there, like Goli, like the Goli ashwagandha, that always
yeah.
comes, like the shipping is fast, everything is good. But then some of that stuff is crazy because you will wait to get it from TikTok Shop for 2 weeks, but if you bought it on Amazon, it's at your door the next day.
Yeah, that's always my issue with Goalie is like I always just have to do Amazon because I'm on like the last 2 days and I'm like, crap, I can't do TikTok shop, even though the deals are better. Like I have to do Amazon because it's so much faster. I
Hmm.
just never trust the timing with TikTok shop.
Yeah, they
Can't
are.
trust the
I feel like
shipping.
Goli on TikTok Shop is pretty good. And then I have had things come in like really good timing too. Um,
Sorry.
it's not always bad, but you do have to really watch it.
Hmm.
Like you cannot trust that TikTok Shop is the best deal. You really do have to look around and see.
Totally. Always. Like always price match, like no matter
Always.
what.
And
Hmm.
then if it is the right price and the shipping isn't going to take 10 years, it's amazing because
Right.
you're helping give a creator commission, and that's incredible and amazing. So
I love that.
we love that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to pay more to give a creator commission. I'm just going to give my money to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, same. Unfortunately, yeah. If
You know,
I must.
I don't want to, but I got to,
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, that's why I wish they would just make the purple tickets like how they used to be, because I feel like were all spending like so much more when we had better coupons. Like when you have good coupons and like good incentives, it really does make you want to stay and shop on an app. But when they take away all those incentives, then it's like, well, I'm just gonna go back to the convenience of Amazon. Like,
Mm,
if you're gonna take away the convenience, then bye.
exactly.
Please.
Tell us about Nick Cannon.
Oh yes. So our last topic. So, oh my God. Nick Cannon and Bobby Altoff had a had an interview, and she was like, okay, like, can you name all 12 of your kids? And he was like, of course I can. Like, they're my kin. Like, I'm the king. And he literally forgot two of his children's names. Two, I think it was the two that were born that are like both 2 years old. One's name is Beautiful, and the other one's name is Halo. And he forgot both girls that are literal toddlers. Like, I just,
Do we
I
think
can't
he
with this
does
man.
anything in those kids' lives? Like, do we think that he acts as a father figure in any way?
Oh, well, that's what I wanted to say to share with you on the podcast is that he was telling Bobby, oh, like, I can't wait until they are of older age so I don't have to go so much and they can all just come to me
That's
because it's really hard for me to have to like commute all the time for holidays. Like, I can't wait till they can just come to me for holidays. Like, you're a father, dude. Like, what? What
that
do you mean?
is sick.
He's sick. And apparently he had all these children because he has a king complex. So like he wanted to be like a king and like spread his seed. Ugh. I just got the heebie-jeebies. I just can't imagine people like making children with him. He is yucky to
Yeah, why
me.
would you, do you think?
Hmm.
Why would somebody have a kid with him, do you think?
I assume they think that if they are like just wanting to have a child, that they think their child is just going to be like financially secure. Because I know some people like really don't even want a man, they just like want to be a mother.
Hmm.
So maybe it was like just that. Like, because I know that the one girl, Bree, from the real estate show selling Sunset or whatever, she like it seems like she really just wanted to be a mother and she's completely fine with like being in an open relationship and like not having him around 24/7. So I guess like some people just think that like,
It's
oh,
like
like
a
they're coming from a good
glorified
name.
sperm donor, maybe.
Basically, I think that's why people procreate in Hollywood
A
is a
sperm
glorified sperm donor.
donor, a sperm donor. So they had a kid with him because they wanted a sperm donor plus child support.
Right, which is like at 12 kids, like can he even like I mean, how does he even still have any money? Like I don't even allegedly.
They have a lot of because he has a lot of money. Like these people, that's what, see, we don't understand. We can't even comprehend how much money these people have.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Truly.
I just want to survive and they're over here like
Yeah,
having running 12 households. Like I can't even imagine.
correct. Okay, my
Yes,
husband's
get
beckoning me.
your mans. Ow, ow, ow. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. And next time we see you, it'll be July.
I'll probably still say happy pride.
Yes. We love
Bye.
you guys so much. Thank you. Bye.